I want to talk to you today about when hope turns to hurt, knowing when to walk away from an alcoholic loved one. I really want to address what it's like living with an alcoholic, being in the family of an alcoholic, and not knowing what to do. Knowing you love this person, knowing that you want them to change, knowing that based on evidence that we've seen, they're not going to change. Hey, friends, it's Bernard. Today we're going to talk about one of the hardest struggles you can have, you can face. It's having a family member or someone you love who drinks heavily. They refuse to stop, and it becomes a mean or cruel person when they drink. Sorry if I get emotional. This is close to home, and I am just trying to be really raw about this. You love them. You keep hoping each binge will be the last. You pray this will be the time they finally change. They finally see what it's doing to them, their family, and their loved ones. But the cycle keeps repeating itself. If you're living this, know this: you are not alone. You didn't cause their addiction. You can't control it. And you can't cure it. You're not the cure. We want to change things. We want to be the difference. We want to be the difference maker, but we can't in this circumstance. Got to understand the cycle. Addiction changes the brain chemistry. It turns someone you care about into a different person. They are unpredictable, they're irritable, and sometimes they're dangerous. I've seen that. I've experienced that. It hurts, it sucks. And it traps loved ones into a cycle of waiting, hoping and hurting. They'll change. Maybe I'll change. Maybe we'll do whatever it needs to take. But we got to recognize this one key thing. Their drinking is it's not about you, it's not about me. It's about their illness. And only they can decide to seek help. And it is an illness. Um, let's address that and let's acknowledge that. Number two, what are the do's? You got to care for yourself, your health, and your household. You got to maintain some normal routines, keeping daily structure, keeping meals the same, bedtimes, school or work schedules, all of them the same. This does bring stability to your life. And if you have children, it reassures them that not everything is out of control. We all get anxious when things seem to be abnormal and out of control. So we have to prioritize that and do what we can to make sure that that is not the case. We have to prioritize our well being, your well being. It's easy to put your loved one's crisis ahead of your health, but that only drains you. You've got to realize that if you don't have the oxygen mask on, you're going to suffocate and it will not help anyone. You got to sleep right, eat right, and care for your own body and your mind. You matter too. I matter too. We got to look at this from a holistic standpoint as to how do we fix this, or at least how do we set sail onto a pathway that could fix this. We got to set clear boundaries. Boundaries are not punishments; they're about self protection. This might mean refusing to lend money, not allowing alcohol in your home, or insisting that they can't drive you anywhere if they've been drinking. I know that seems simple, but that can be hard at times. Got to set boundaries. Boundaries protect your safety and your dignity. We have to realize that we have to let them face the consequences of their actions. If they miss work, let them handle it. If they get into financial trouble, don't bail them out. Shielding them may feel loving, but it often delays the recognition of the problem. Probably need to seek some outside support, some counselors or some people we can go to and talk to. There are groups out there like Al Anon. and there's also counseling, maybe some trusted friends you can lean on, pastors, friends, family, who maybe even are experiencing the same thing. Carrying this in isolation it'll wear you down. You will become tired, and it'll affect you and what you're doing and what you need to do. Got to practice some self care. It's not selfish. It's putting the oxygen mask on, so you can help others and help this person. You got to go for a walk. Read. I believe in devotionals. I believe in journaling. You got to do this kind of thing. You got to pray. Get in your quiet corner and pray. It replenishes your strength, and it helps you respond with wisdom rather than burnout. We got to look at what does a safety plan look like. If things ever turn threatening, have a bag ready. Know who to call. Know where you'll go. You should never stay in harm's way just to prove your loyalty. And remember, this isn't a male or female thing. You can be in danger regardless. Keep that in mind. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be ashamed of that. What do we avoid? Don't try to control their drinking. You can beg, you can plead, you can even threaten, but until they decide to change, nothing sticks. Your energy is better spent protecting yourself, protecting your children, protecting your loved ones who come into contact with this person. Don't cover up or excuse bad behavior. Making excuses to their boss, kids, or friends may smooth things over in the short term, but it feeds the cycle. Unfortunately, many times the catalyst for their drinking is a loved one. It's family trauma. It's things that they've gone through, and there's certain things that spark it back into play. You can't blame yourself. Many family members wonder, am I not enough? Or if I love them better, would they quit? No, their addiction is about their worth, not your worth. Don't engage arguments when they're drunk. Logic and reason won't work when someone else is intoxicated. Save your energy for when they're sober. They'll go from one extreme to the other. You will feel like you are in a line with where they are, and 5 minutes later, you're the biggest demon and evil person they've ever seen. You can't remain in danger if they're aggressive or violent. Your safety is paramount, and the safety of others in the home comes first. Protect yourself, protect others. That's your main job. Don't enable them. Giving them money, paying their bills, or fixing their mistakes may feel compassionate, but it prevents them from the cost, working out the cost of their addiction. How do they pay for that? They have responsibility for that cost. Don't expect quick fixes. A new job, moving, or promises of cutting back rarely solve the problem. Addiction usually requires professional help. How to talk to them. Wait until they're sober. Timing, you got to wait on the timing. It matters. It could be, 2 hours. It could be, 12 hours. A drunk person cannot process reason. Prepare your words. Think about what you're going to say. And usually it's the night before, and you have the opportunity the next day. Write down what you say, what you want to say. Stay calm. Don't blame. Don't blame them, and speak with love but firmness, fair but firm. Keep that in mind. Okay, give specific examples when you missed our child's school event because of drinking. It hurt. Clear examples land better than general accusations. Not that they'll remember it, but I think it's really good that if you can remember specific examples, uh, it just gives you a little more mental authority. Share some resources. Help them understand that counseling, rehab, or support groups are out there, and that you'll be there for them. You'll help them to recover, but they've got to start that path, and they got to go down it by themselves, with you holding their hand as much as possible. Denial is part of the addiction. Don't be surprised if they dismiss, deny, reflect, or even get angry. What are the coping strategies for you? You can join peer support groups like I mentioned earlier, Al Anon, or similar groups. That way you can hear some stories like yours and learn practical coping skills from people who've gone before you or who are on the pathway right now. Even if your loved one refuses treatment, therapy helps you. You got to help yourself. It helps you deal with anxiety, depression, or trauma from their drinking. Next, you might want to think about practicing detachment with love. This doesn't mean cutting them off cold. It means caring about them without being consumed by their choices. You release what you can't control. Build your network. Let close friends, neighbors, or family know what's going on. There needs to be some accountability, even though your loved one with the addiction, may not want to engage. But for your own health, your own sanity, you've got to engage others. If you need to leave suddenly or need backup, they can step in. When to give up and call it quits? That's the ultimate question. It's the hardest question. When do you stop waiting for change? Let me provide some signs. And these are things I have to think about as well. It's not just you, it's many others, thousands, hundreds of thousands. First of all, your safety. Is your safety at risk? If their drinking has led to violence, threats, reckless driving, or dangerous behavior, it's no longer safe to stay close. It's sad, it's depressing, it's not where we want to be. Do they refuse change? If they deny the problem or reject the help or relapse over and over with no effort to recover, they're choosing alcohol. Alcohol is more important to them than you or anything else. Is your health collapsing? Is my health collapsing? If you're sinking into anxiety, depression, or physical exhaustion, the relationship may be destroying you. That's when you got to, cut your losses. Children or others are suffering if their drinking harms or traumatizes others in your home. Protecting them must come first. Step back, look at that, analyze that, view that, figure out what that looks like. Is abuse present? It could be verbal, emotional, or physical abuse. None of it's okay. Addiction is no excuse. If you get hit, especially if you're a man getting hit by a woman, you can't hit back. Step away. Step away. They don't care. You've got to protect yourself. But it does mean you care about yourself and others enough to say enough is enough. It hurts. You'll have to reboot. It's scary. Trust me, I get it. Sometimes calling it quits is the wake up call your loved one needs, and sometimes it's simply the way, the only way to protect you, your future, and your family. Now, we want to hold on to hope. There's always hope. Not always that your loved one will change, but that God will carry you through. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, says Psalms 34 and 18. And he saves those who are crushed in spirit. Even if your loved one never chooses sobriety, you can still choose peace. You can still live a life of freedom and stability. Um, if this is your reality, please don't carry it alone. Reach out for support, protect your health, and if the time comes to step away, know that it's not failure, it's wisdom and courage. You didn't cause it. Can't control it, can't cure it, but you can choose life, hope, and healing. And that's a hard decision. It's something none of us want to deal with, but we can. God bless you. I'll pray for you, pray for me. and see if we can make a difference.